welcome to Tom's Tavern. My first official Let's Play. I'm replaying my favorite game of all time. Got the N64 controller and everything. I don't know if you can sort of tell, but the poster next to me that's framed is the original poster for the game as well, which is really cool. I'm so excited to dive into this. This is going to be a pretty chill Let's Play. Again, I'm super familiar with it. I've played it over a dozen times since I was a child. Played it for the first time when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I'm sure I'll tell some stories throughout the game. But yeah, let's dive into it. So obviously I'm doing this through the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack thing. As you can see, I've done my main account here a little bit ago. But yeah, so we're going to do a brand new one, and we are just going to be Link for this one, obviously. So I'll type that in. Yeah, so grab a snack, grab a drink. I'm going to try and have these episodes around an hour long, and I'm going to be pretty frequent with uploading these. And I thought I'd start with Ocarina of Time, because Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is coming out, and I don't have enough time to replay the whole Breath of the Wild saga, because that's coming out in 2 weeks, so I'm not going to be able to fit all that in the 2 weeks. But I'm like, let's play the first ever 3D Zelda game, and technically the latest that's about to come out. I know it's Hyrule Warriors, but they're saying it's very canon. So I thought, it'd be good to start with this. And this being my first proper Let's Play on YouTube, from anything, I just think it's very symbolic and has a special place for me in particular. So yeah. Let's start. I'm gonna talk in bits and bobs. I don't know if many people are going to be watching this that haven't seen the game before, but yeah, I'm not going to read all the narration or anything like that, but or all the text and everything, but let's get into it. So I'm going to have them around an hour long per episode, roughly. So this came out in 1998, also the year I was born. I've also played the 3DS remake a whole bunch. Hopefully we get a full-on special remake for the Switch 2 at some point in the future. As nostalgic and cozy as this game is also kind of terrifying and gave me a lot of nightmares and shit. Very well. Back when you couldn't really skip text boxes. It's always fun. And this Let's Play, I don't think I'm going to do every single side quest. I'll do some, I'll get some heart pieces and some empty bottles and stuff like that. But I won't be doing a 100% of the game. But we'll do some fun stuff on the side.
Hello. Hey.
This also easily has my favorite Zelda soundtrack. A lot of the games are fantastic, but just the melodies and everything, they're so iconic. Got Song of Storms, Gerudo Valley. It's gonna be a fun journey to get into. I am also gonna be like a little, I don't know if rusty is the right word, but you know, I'm gonna be figuring out my style of Let's Play, you know, with both commentary and like, you know, just how I like edit or put together these videos and all that, you know, so this being my first proper one, there's probably going to be a couple of hiccups here and there or something, so do bear with me, but this is purely just to have fun. Alright. What a great low quality JPEG for no, very good innovation. Like all the quote unquote flaws with the game I find very charming, and like it's a practically perfect game for me. Saria, probably my favorite side character in the game. I just appreciate that she's actually like Link's friend, even like when he didn't have a fairy and everything, and like their sad connection later on, obviously. I suppose I'm gonna do some stuff as if you haven't seen the game before, but I'm not gonna, again, talk to every single character or anything like that. And I suppose I'll like try and avoid saying future spoilers. Again, not that I really think I need to too much, but I'm just gonna like focus like in the moment or tell any stories and all that. But fun fact, when I first played this game when I was a kid, I could not get past the first dungeon because I was literally terrified and also like not smart enough. So for the first few years of me playing the game, it was literally just the opening area of Kokiri Forest and all that, so yeah. And when I first, I think my cousins were the ones that helped me complete it, and when I unlocked Hyrule, no. It felt like the moment of Breath of the Wild when you get to like, you know, past the Great Plateau. Like, my eyes were just open and I'm like, I get to see the whole world now, Jesus Christ. That was pretty funny. Yeah, so I obviously already know what to do, so basically, I mean, yeah, I'm already just immediately just freaking going past things, so we need to see the Great Deku Tree. I suppose I'll like show it off. Also, I'm playing this on my Switch 2, because I had to get a Switch 2 to play Hyrule Warriors in a couple of weeks. And I literally bought it yesterday, set it all up today, so yeah, brand new that I got it. What? Yeah, so we need a sword and shield to continue. But this game really stands the test of time. Someone playing it nowadays that, like, you know, has never played it before, I definitely see how it will be, like, clunky, and a lot of things you might, like, get lost. The game is just so ingrained in my brain that I just know to, you know, I'm a bit on autopilot when I play. It feels cool playing it with the N64 controller though, it makes it just a bit easier. So I'm trying to do the quickest way to get some rupees. So we need 40. But we'll get the sword first, I suppose. But yeah, there's many Let's Plays that I want to do moving forward, but the first two will be Ocarina of Time and Age of Imprisonment, like I said. But after that, there's a lot of PlayStation games that I want to play. I want to go through all of the Kingdom Hearts games. Never played them before. They're on my backlog. Mainly just going through my backlog and replaying some favorites or ones that I haven't played all the way through. So there's many that I'm prepped to play in the future. So you can definitely look forward to those moving forward. I'm probably going to stick to one game at a time though. And I will do reactions, like I play a lot of Fortnite and Marvel Rivals, stuff like that, so those will probably be sprinkled in throughout, or like reactions to upcoming movies and games and all that. I will still do some like movie talk and TV shows and all that, like rankings and all things like that. I'll actually most definitely do a Zelda tier list after playing Age of Imprisonment. I'll include the Hyrule Warriors games. Yeah, but bear with me. And yeah, but anyways, okay, so the last 10 that we want will be in I suppose we'll just get a bunch here. Give me one more. Day 3, there you go. There'll be 5 hidden behind a spot in the shop. Yeah, man, can you just imagine a full-on Switch 2 remake of this? That would be insane. I'm not talking like a 4K remaster of the 3DS version, like just a full-on brand new, like, I don't know, like, there's a lot of potential with that, and that'd be very exciting to see. And apologies if I'm quiet during any sections. I don't want to be a massive chatterbox or anything, but I want to keep it interesting enough. So again, I'm going to find my footing, being a Let's Player. But yeah, here we go. Not the best shield in the world, but it'll do the job. Yeah, originally I was going to play Majora's Mask after this, but I'm like, that is a lot more difficult of a game, and I don't really feel like replaying that right now. So I'm just like, I'll just do, yeah, Ocarina and Hyrule Warriors, you know? Yeah, so I skipped all that. Oh wait, oh no, I gotta equip it, that's right. There we go. Yeah, we'll save. Got a sword and shield, buddy. Good grief. Yeah, I never liked this guy too much. Alright, this is where the game starts to get a little spooky. I'm gonna skip text wherever possible like that. I don't know if that bloody lagged out the game for a sec there, but my screen went blank. I'm gonna have to remember to move my mouse every now and then, just so it doesn't go dull. It's interesting that you can say no. But yeah, this game was rated E for everyone, so like, yeah, all kids can play it and all that. I think it might have said 8+. But, yeah, no, this ain't for everyone. This is pretty terrifying. A lot of stuff in this game. And the low quality graphics kind of add to that ambience. Like, especially since you start off as young Link. And like just the size difference, like you'll see shortly, between the Skulltulas and Link's size, I'm like, nah. But that has always been a core for Zelda. I do think it was a little bit lost in Breath of the Wild in that, like the scariness of some monsters. So hopefully that's sort of brought back for the next one. I literally never use them for anything. Might as well equip that stuff. There you go. The sticks we will need. So we're officially in the first temple / dungeon. Man, it's been an effort getting my Elgato capture card and then getting this Switch and like just testing things out for weeks and weeks and all that and like and waiting for it to arrive and everything. And now I'm finally in the stage where I'm like, alright, I can actually start my Let's Plays now. So I'm very excited to dive into it all. Yeah, so those are a little terrifying. But the ones at the very top are even worse, which we'll see very shortly. Man, the amount of times I played this as a kid, and even like in my teen years, like just so many times. Alright, we're gonna need an item to take him on. Yeah, I understand Navi's helping me out, but when you're as familiar with the game as I am, you just kind of want to speed through. But again, the best way to probably play this again is the 3DS remake, because it just has a lot of improvements for like just modern day, so it is like more friendly to dive into compared to the original. Okay. I like to go past that because that's gonna fall, and this will just save like a few seconds. I'm not trying to like speed run, but there are a few things where I'm like, let's see how quick I can actually do this, because I don't normally try and like speed through it. But I'm like, let's see how quick I can do it in moments, you know. Show my knowledge, you know, is more, I suppose, of what I want to try and do. Prove that I'm a veteran. If I didn't do that, I would have had to shot down the ladder with the slingshot. But I'm just too badass for that. Alright. we go. Yeah, all the sound effects, like I can easily play this game just closing my eyes and just, you know, yep, I know all the sound cues, the music, the whole like geography of the game, everything. But look at this, right? Look at the size of that. You're not telling me that wouldn't terrify a bloody kid. Ow. Alright, that was a little bit late on that one. But it's okay. Alright. Oh shit. You see, things like that, I was being a bit too cautious there. Also though, I haven't played, I think the last time I played this, it was just on the, with like the Switch controller. So going back to the full-on N64 controller, it is putting me like slightly off, because I haven't played it that way in a while. So bear with me. Also, I don't know if I'll cut much. Like if I get stuck or like I get interrupted IRL or something, like I'll obviously like just skip or something, you know. So I might do bits like that. I'm not too sure. You're gonna line yourself up, right? Bit of a fall. Also, my friend started replaying this a little bit ago, the 3DS version though, because he's excited for Majora's Mask 3D. And yeah, hopefully him seeing this, but it gives him a bit of inspiration to get pulled back into that. He's just super busy, so I don't bloody blame him. He has a kid on the way, so I can't blame him. But yeah. So these are going to be handy for later. For getting some bits and bobs. There's 100 of them in the game. I've never collected all 100 naturally. I think the most I've collected naturally is like 60 something. But I did a glitch as a kid with my cousin. The one where you're in the like the castle grounds. And you throw your boomerang and you collect it as you're on like the platform to teleport back out, and it keeps respawning. That's the method I did as a kid, and I got like up to 114 I think, or 104 around there. Which I still have that exact same save file on my original N64, which is awesome to think. Whoa! What great loot! Alright. Here's what we want to do. Two, 3, 1, I believe. We gotta time this well. Sort of give it a sec. Yeah, about now. Listen. Can you tell that I'm a pro at this game, or what? You know? But yeah, this is definitely going to stand out amidst most of my other Let's Plays, because again, everything else I'm going to play is like, oh, well, I mean, I suppose, yeah, like, Kingdom Hearts is a little bit, I don't know about vintage, but it's a little bit old, like the original game. I think I'm playing like a remaster sort of thing of it though, when I get to it, but either way. And depending on the reception that this gets, I'll probably like post a little bit about this in the community tab and whatnot, like this in future games I play or plan to play or whatever. But yeah, but feel free to leave any comments that you want, asking about the game or just telling me your experiences with the game, anything would be cool. Any feedback at all or community interaction would be awesome, you know. But I'm doing all this to have fun and document it. This is definitely the most, like, I really just want to get through my backlog and I'm excited for Hyrule Warriors. But I think this is like a very good, easy starting point. Get out me way. Alright, now some things are gonna fall. You ready? Thank you kindly. Alright, we need bombs to go through that. That's for later. Alright. What we need to do is actually go down here. So, I think this little bit up ahead is where I was stuck most as a kid. But I think I might have gotten up to the boss at some point, or I don't know, and I just like couldn't beat him, or I was too scared. I know that much because I knew what to expect. Oh well, no, I must have because yeah, no, I did get up to him. I just never defeated him. I was like way too scared. Again, I was about 4 or 5 years old when I first played this. So I don't know whoever's watching if they've seen the boss that I'm talking about. But you tell me if that wouldn't have scared you if you were bloody 5 years old in, you know, early 2000s. Now, let's try to get a bit more back actually. How'd you know our secret? Pretty easy secret, to be honest. I think it's funny how they drop a heart after. Alright, first boss. We're roughly at the half-hour point. Look at how ominous this is. And we're playing as like a... I don't remember if Link has a canon age, I can't remember. But he's about 10 years old. Between 8 and 12. But I'm pretty sure 10 is his confirmed age, I think. But you know, and the fact that it's like, you hear it above you. The fact that you have to look up at him. Like, go out of your way to look up, I'm like... Scared me while I was a kid. Even now, it's like still very creepy. It doesn't want to scare me, but it's very creepy. Jump attacks do the most damage, so you want to do that as often as you can. you do jump attacks, you can kill him that quickly. That was actually quicker than I expected to kill him. But yeah, this is the first game to have lock-on controls, and it's done quite well. I've seen so many retrospectives and behind the scenes of the making of this game and stuff, and it's just always like fun to watch. So I just know all the ins and outs of it. First heart container. So as you can see, we have 4 hearts now. It's always good. Alright. With how much I was hyping that up, that battle probably seemed like way lackluster if you hadn't played it before. But I'm just bloody badass that way. I have to tell you. In for a lore drop. I love the beauty and the simplicity of this game, though. And this really set up the template for, like, the games that I was going to love the rest of my life. Because obviously I love, like, all the 3D Zelda games, practically. But, I just love open world games, like, the most in general. And, like, fantasy and, like, in terms of movies, like, you know, like Lord of the Rings. Just, like, action, fantasy, adventure, stuff like that. Great music and everything, and like this game really shaped so many of my interests growing up, and even nowadays. Also, depending on how these episodes do at all, I'm like, I mean, some episodes might be 2 hours long. Maybe 3. I wouldn't like go too crazy, but just depending on sort of, I don't know, whatever happens with the viewership, I suppose. Because I'm also like trying to think about like, oh well, I can finish it by like if I'm thinking like doing it daily in an hour a day, and you know just keeping up with that, that'd be easy enough. And that way it should time pretty well with when Age of Imprisonment comes out. You know? Yeah, this game was so ambitious for the time. I'm also just so prone to the nostalgia of like the quality of audio and visuals and stuff for this, obviously. Kind of like hauntingly beautiful in a bunch of ways. It's also funny, I play a bunch of VR chat with my friend, and there's the 3DS version of this whole Hyrule, so going into that with my VR headset, I'm like, this feels so cool and weird, like it's a bit of a different experience. But it's fun. Triforce. I got comfortable in everything. What's this then? What do we get? I really want to get the guidebook for the original game, but it's just expensive and a bit rare to find here in Australia. I also actually have my original, obviously I said it a little bit earlier, I have the original like N64 cartridge that I have for this game, but I also have the box that it came with. It was a bit beaten up and it still has like the rental stickers and stuff on it, but that's the only N64 game box that I kept throughout all these years, and I framed them on display because that's like a very big piece of history from me. Yeah, very sad that the Deku tree has decayed. It's not my fault, I bloody saved him. Not my fault. Yeah, so we're gonna leave our home forest. I really like this scene. We will be. I also have a real-life Ocarina, like, electronic replica that plays all these songs and notes, like, from this original game. It'd be cool if they released a fairy Ocarina someday. In a similar nature, that would have been really cool. Thanks for that, Saria. I appreciate like the lack of music in the scene. Obviously, they were a little bit limited with facial expressions back in the day, though. Yeah, when I experienced this for the first time, far out. I'm just like, that's so vast and open, and there's like an actual sky and stuff, and it changes the time of day. I'm a massive sunset appreciator, so we'll look at some sunsets here and there in the game. But literally, all the music, all the themes, they're all banging. Gabora, that's this dude's name. I'm just gonna vibe out to the music here and now. I also think it's funny, so I'm doing my own original fantasy story, and a bunch of things that I'm doing in it, I'm like, I realize there's like similar beats in Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, damn, that's like influencing me without even like sort of me even realizing it. Which is kind of funny. Alright, so the trick here is we're not actually going to make it to Hyrule Castle by night time. We're literally going to hit it like just as. So there's a few ways. So we can do the bloody slide jump method, or just roll, or just be a bit normal. Backflips is probably like a method of doing it, but I don't want to taunt the experience too much by being a bit yelling with Link. You know what I'm saying? A little photo mode. Just a little photo mode. Oh, a photo mode in if they do like a full remake, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is what I was scared to be out of here. I'm like, fucking the undead coming from the ground. It's like, give me a break. Well, I didn't learn this until much later in life, but if you actually stay on the path here, they won't spawn. On this path. See? Nothing's spawning, but if I step off it... There you go. I also built up enemies in this game way too much. I'm like, oh, let's be real, they're not too hard to take down. But as a kid, I was like, oh, get away from me. But, you know. Alright, we'll equip the Ocarina. We're never gonna... Actually, no. I always put the Ocarina in the down slot. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we gotta wait for these gates to come down at sunrise. What did you say? Yeah, I really like the day and night cycle. We're about to see a very infamous spot. The jar room. Or the pot room. Look at all these pots. Good amount of money. Spend a lot of time in here as a kid. So anyways, we'll leave the rest of that for now. Alright. I have an idea of a good spot to end this episode. So let's just try and get to that point, I reckon. But man, this is one of my favorite parts of the game, because I just like how lively it feels, and the music, and especially compared to an adult, if you know, you know, in the game. Just complete opposite vibes. It just feels like so safe and inviting. Like just, yeah, blew me away as a kid. And the game looked much better growing up because it was on a CRT TV, obviously, and that has like the scan lines and like certain things going on to make it look a lot more like blended. Whereas this is like very clear and sharp on like a modern console, so you sort of see more of the blemishes that were unintentional originally. Where the gold skull is. Or is that night time? Yeah, it is. Okay. Ow. Right, I'm being a little bit reckless with my hearts. It's not giving me anything. I got one at least. Also, I know my webcam like spot for where it's aligned with the game at the moment is probably going to be slightly odd for this Let's Play, but a regular Let's Play when it's like fully full screen, it will look a little bit more competent. Can't you turn these into fairies? If you hit the ender one? I think you can... I don't know if you can do that or not, or if I was tripping or not. There are a bunch of like glitches and Easter eggy type things in the game you can like try and pull off, but won't focus on that right now. We need to get to see Zelda. Yeah, this is the bit where I was talking about the gold sculpture glitch that I did earlier. We played Song of Storms here. Yeah. What's going on here? Goody? It's okay. Yeah, so we need to bloody move his ass. So I can't do that at the moment. But even like right now, it's like, you know, it turned nighttime as soon as I got to him, and like just the game like presents things in a nice fashion to try and teach you mechanics. Because we're about to receive something that actually reacts to day and night. Oh, what's this singing going on? No, I'm not from around here. Got breakfast. Nah, just kidding. Bloody hell. There you go. Now I gotta wake our way back again. But this time with the egg. Yeah, obviously it's difficult to capture like the one-for-one feeling compared to when you're a kid playing these kinds of games and, you know, having the connection that you do. But man, this was just something else playing it as a kid, you know, with like the bloody whimsy and inexperience of life, you know. Something else. The chicken. gotta bloody show him. What, he forgot for a sec. Jump scare. What in darnation? Bro was snoozing. How do I achieve this build? How he runs away is hilarious, to be honest. You ready? We're zooming. Top 6 characters faster than the Flash. Don't mind my bad jokes. Just being a quirky bugger. Now we can actually try and get across. But yeah, a bunch of other N64 games that I played growing up quite a bit was Mario 64, and that's probably still my favorite Mario game. Played a lot of Banjo-Kazooie. Really like that one. What's that play? A lot of GoldenEye. Alright. Gotta be stealthy. Love the music. Alright. Scared me for a second. Yeah, I don't want to risk getting those rupees. This bit sometimes gets me. There we go. Yeah, if you get caught, go back all the way to the start, I think. When you really look at some of the textures on these things, yeah, a little bit crude. Like, this statue is pretty insane. It's cool though, I pretty respect it. You know. Okay, this one's slightly tricky. Should go away for both of them. But one of them moves faster than the other. Alright, we should be all golden. Here we go. I'll also show you an Easter egg in a minute. But here we are. Actually, I suppose I'll show you beforehand. Is it in this room? Or is it the other room? Yeah, I take it's the other room? Yeah. Want to see something funny? So that's Princess Peach. There's a Yoshi on the left. You got Mario and Bowser over there. And you can see Luigi, so that's a little bit of an Easter egg there for you. They're royalty in this game. Zelda. Here's a fairy. Oh, was that the... What shot was that? Where it, like, does the thing? That's funny. I do have it. Absolutely joyous. So much iconic imagery in this game. The official artworks for this game, and especially the graphical design for the 3DS, is still probably my favorite Zelda art style. But a lot of the games are great, obviously. Of course I'll keep it secret. Got some more history. This is definitely something to note for later. I really appreciate the use of camera angles and movement in the game. They tried to be very interesting and, like, ambitious. The Ocarina of Time. Nah, I didn't. Yeah, of course. Of course I did. Well, actually said she was spying. It's like, no, I was just looking. I was spying. I find it interesting as well that we don't actually see what the king looks like at any point or anything like that. It just, narrows down the focus. Leaves it a bit more up to the imagination. Anyway, it sounds a little bit dumb. This is really showing that Zelda has a lot of wisdom. If you know, you know. I don't believe you. Yeah, the expressions are funny. Zelda's autograph, sweet. Oh. And who's this? Who's this absolute babe? Impa. She's had some very interesting designs over the years. One of my favorites is hers in the first Hyrule Warriors game. That was a pretty cool design. So she's Zelda's bodyguards. The controller is just bloody iconic. It's clunky and weird, but I don't know, I just love the imagery of it. Zelda's just looking from the distance back there. What a transition. You brave lad. Death Mountain. I love Kakariko Village. But that being said, if only they were that useful. But that being said, Kakariko Village, the Gorons, Death Mountain, all of that will be for next episode. Thank you so much for watching this first episode. I'll show you a cool little thing that I mentioned a little bit earlier to end this off. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed episode 1. I'm going to try and do it daily, if not every other day. And again, finish this prior to Hyrule Warriors. But yeah, let me show you the Ocarina that I actually have that I mentioned earlier. It's a little dusty, but it did come with a stand. But there it is. Look at that. Glad I got this years ago. Kind of wish I got a second and kept the other one like in the box or something. But yeah, you can play the notes and it'll play the melodies just like in the game. Yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'm excited to continue this. I think it's a good point to end this episode. And yeah, see you guys next time.